matchup with Southern Circle.
That's exactly what I like to see, you know,
Oh, yeah.
the Circle really messing with everyone. I can finally disengage the handshake.
Don't know what you're talking about. We're still shaking hands.
Don't lie to the viewers. We never lie.
Never, ever.
We're a true, honest duo, okay?
Okay.
Leave it that way.
I'll take your word for it.
Here's Orange versus Asterion. We know that Stalker and Leon are a fairly bloody strong duo, indeed. I kind of like the Zuxi and Luxi of Orange right now. Lunatic inside the building. Stalker opting not to throw the nade yet. Actually predicts where Lunatic went. That's a really, really good nade.
Big nade in through the window. Doesn't quite find him. Lunatic out of there just in time. A little bit longer on the cook. Might have seen him safe. Orange want to pressure this one out. They know that Asterion Myth are a little bit split. Leon is close by. Has already taken some damage. Orange have them surrounded. But Asterion Myth could potentially think about pushing out and going all in one direction to win out the fight.
Harry Styles. Asterion Lunatic now facing off against Stalker.
Just a smoke. Oh, he pushes in. Will he pull out the gun in time? Stalker. Heavy fragger will be able to win it out. Whips out the double barrel.
It was actually a really good play there from Lunatic, actually. You bait with the smoke. It's quite obvious, like, after the first second that it's a smoke, but in the original moment, it sounds exactly the same. Not exactly the same, but very, very similar to pulling out the pin on the nade. So
and that's a whole second
position.
That's a whole second that you get, which is phenomenal in a close range fight.
It actually forced him to move out his position, but we're watching SWAT 69 versus Futbolist right now. Zassi does go down.
Ooh, that's not going to be fun. The Mutant proving devastating. SWAT 69 love to spoil people's games, don't they?
Yeah.
That's what they're all about, really.
Absolutely. It's so unpredictable to deal with SWAT 69 because you just don't know where they're going next. Omen have a pretty decent position here in Commissara, right? They can rotate down through the Dark Foothills down here and move down into Los Leones. The difficulty with this circle, really, though, John, is that no one really wants to go into Los Leones too early. It's basically in a massive ditch. I think most people will be looking to take the high ground surrounding it and try and take some pot shots down to teams below. But what I'm most interested in is the fact that Party Gaming currently in Campo Militar, Victory 5, and Torre, INS just beneath Campo Militar, and you got synerGE just north of El Azahar with Orange and Asterion Myth actually inside El Azahar proper. So all these teams are going to have to make an eastern rotation down to Impala and Puerto Paraiso. So all these teams are going to start like crunching up on the eastern side because it's the only viable option for these teams. There's no way at this point of such a southern circle that any of these teams make a complete rotation off to the west, come down El Pozo, unless you're a Victory 5 and you are a wacky rotator.
Picardo occupied by two teams currently. You can see on your screen BIGETRON and Tempo Storm, but Tempo Storm, they want to move on out. I don't think they want to be there just yet. They want to be in the hillside. You see they are just gathering those vehicles. On Miramar, having more than, well, you want essentially 4 vehicles in your arsenal because you want to be able to give them up if necessary, but you also want to have that rotational power, and using them for cover in that terrain is really, really strong. They're taking a little bit of fire from BIGETRON, from Picardo, from the south point, but seems like they've managed to run to the hills. Yeah.
BIGETRON just giving a bit of hassle, and Tempo now just going to leave out of there, take a central position just outside Los Leones.
With a red dot. That's bold.
The thing is, though, is that Luxi is this guy who actually hits these kind of shots. And I think the reason he does hit those shots is because he takes them. You can never win. You can't win if you never play the game, right?
Exactly. It's you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That's the philosophy that he goes for. We do see the ones he does land, but still peppering, keeping pressure on Tempo, sends them a little bit further, maybe changes up their rotation path a little bit. Throwing a spanner in their work can be all important. And for a team like Tempo, who came off not the greatest set of performances just there, you know, they were middle of the pack on Sandhawk, out in first over in the first game of the day on Erangel. They need to put in a good performance here to sort of keep them in the running. You know, they started on 3rd place today.
Yeah, they need to start waking up a little bit, like Seven said on the desk. I think it's time now to do it. They want to retain that top spot position. Futbolist, though, obviously we don't have on the screen right now, but they've moved down into Los Leones, which is a very ambitious rotation for a squad with only 3 members on the team. They'll be residing there alongside teamIND. Tempo also making their way down onto the roads just outside of Los Leones, potentially hoping to cut off some rotation. But right now, it's the entirety of the southern side of the map, which is just completely free.
There's no one really dropped there. Everyone dropped out early, surprisingly so. So we'll see what they're able to achieve now on this southern rotation. Teams are starting to move. Victory 5 still out in the blue. They rotated late on Sanhok, and it seems like they're going to do the same on Miramar. Hopefully they have some vehicles to back up that rotation, but you can see IND have the majority of Los Leones currently. They are split quite wide. They're gathering some info to try and figure out what they can what they can get in terms of that ground. But as you said before, up to the north of them, you've got Futbolists who want to try and eke on into.
This is true, John. Futbolists, they want to go for a good game right now. They've been slipping slowly down the ladder a little bit at a time, so they want to kick the crampons in and spike down, keep the foothold. But now it's all of INS, Orange, Party Gaming, Asterion, Myth, moving down to Impala now. Like I described before, it's the only really definite rotation they can take. And guess what, John? Victory 5 is still in the north in the blue.
They love it. They love to be out there, you know. They are basking in the fields of blue. But Detonator, they aren't out in the blue. They are, as you say, south of Impala, picking up the party bus, picking up the pickup truck as well. They're rolling heavy.
They are. Nimanari actually almost flipped it, but this guy seems to have some decent control. He's used to the two-wheel action.
Oh yeah, he's heading on through.
I think he actually has spent more time on two wheels.
A little bit bouncy on the bus, but it's a little bit bouncier for Major Alpha from synerGE, who does take a tumble near Junkyard on the northern edge of the circle.
Yeah, pretty sure he ran himself over.
Kumal just making it through with the lovely tunes of Alan Walker blaring across the radio. Big fan of that one.
Oh, excellent. At the last global finals, that guy was popping off.
That was crazy. Loved it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal to see live. Fetcher taking a defilade as well. They get the hills to the east of Los Leones. Futbolist, they are in Los Leones. They have the building as Ghost Skiller take the hillsides up to the north.
What they do, John. Just looking down to Futbolists right now. This is what I was talking about earlier. Is Futbolists are taking a position a little bit far away from a lot of teams, and it's like a nice close quarters area where really it's only possible to take one fight with another team there, which is what they need, right? If you're playing with 3 players, you can't hold down all 4 angles like you'd like to. Yeah. So having a close quarters combat area is really, really beneficial.
The circle centers on towards Los Leones again. BIGETRON get delivered an airdrop with a AR suppressor and a Grozer in it. I'll be pretty happy with that if they can get there. You should be able to, with Volt Mechanics, you should be able to achieve the roof on that one.
It's so confusing watching Victory 5 rotate, John, because they ignore all consistently is putting in the work for his team. So when you go versus Red Canids, it's not as easy as you might think.
No, it is pretty tricky. We know that Red Canids like to take high ground. That's where they sort of tend to find themselves, where they tend to gravitate towards. We'll see if they're able to actually displace Ghost Skiller right now, because they have the high ground. And playing north of Los Leones would actually be quite powerful on here, because no one's really going to be pushing in from the north. You can control people who are trying to funnel in around the sides.
It's interesting that you'd say that, John, because I think the major thing for a lot of these teams is basically understanding where people will be coming from. And I think it becomes a lot more, I guess, chaotic towards the end of the game where we get into phase 4, because there are so many more options for teams to ingress into the circle. But right now, the rotations are pretty standard coming down from the east, inserting yourself from Puerto Paraíso. So a lot of these hillsides are already taken by Mega, by Asterion Myth, by Party Gaming, waiting for these teams to come into the map. So it's very interesting. You're not expecting many teams to come through La Bandita, which is why it's not been held down. But Victory 5 actually come down from the east as well, so
they're still out in the blue.
I don't know what they're doing.
Next circle does come in, as you can see on your screens. It heads out to the southwest. Currently, SWAT 69 slap bang in the center, in a couple of buildings as well. Omen Elite very close, so a Tempo Storm.
Yeah, so we might see the clash of North America come through at some point. You do see Omen actually taking a couple of shots on the map, but the Futbolists on our screen again, Ghost Skiller. They've been taking their time moving down to here, and it looks like they're finally ready to push on to Los Leones, knowing that it's going to finish around this area at least.
Ghost Skiller and Futbolist both pushing very, very close to one another. Almost parallel. They don't want the fight, though. They don't want to go down here. Party Gaming going to be figuring out where synerGE are, but they are on the long side of the circle. Victory 5 are very close by as well. As you said, though, Victory 5 going to be super low on meds. They've been out in the blue pretty much since the start. Since it hit them in phase 1, they have been in the blue, and they're going for a super long rotation. They're not even out of it just yet. They're still out in the blue, so they better have something up their sleeve. They want to go for a crash. They want to have a fight, try and get some loot from one of the teams that hasn't been so reckless with their health bars.
Interesting thing when we saw synerGE rotating on our screen there, right, is it's the perfect actual time for them to rotate. Well, you might see, oh wow, it's a lot of teams at Eastern Side. How is it a good time to rotate here? All the teams at Eastern Side have to move as well at this point to go over to the West. Now, if it had gone East, synerGE would be in a worse situation because those teams on the hillside would be able to hang around for much longer. But now the urgency to leave has been upped massively.
BIGETRON over on the northwestern side will be relatively uncontested in their position. The question is, if it does shift away from them, will they be able to push? There's so many teams now in the middle. By the way, Victory 5 update, they're still out in the blue. Don't worry about it, it's fine.
They're coming through a really obvious spot, though, here, just towards the bottom. I mean, they were going to come through Graveyard, and then they were like, no, that's too unorthodox. Let's just go for complete standard rotation instead. So they flipped the coin on its head. Interesting to see. But we're back with Omen. Ghostkiller have made their way into circle much more.
Oh, he spots the feet.
And it's Ghostkiller who are very central, actually, just directly next to Omen right now.
Spring not quite able to hit the sprays there. Tempo Storm. A little bit of a scouting rotation. Two of their players hit the warehouse, and they do make it across the road. They now have either side of the road under control. Nice position set up for Tempo Storm.
Yeah, currently Omen are actually supporting that rotation from Tempo Storm because it's Ghostkiller who were looking towards Tempo that entire time, and now Omen is given Tempo, let's call it almost a little bit of respite for their fellow NA brethren. But Omen actually in a pretty good spot. I like this compound a lot. It's very, very desirable. And with all 4 members up, which is a rarity for Omen, let's cast our minds back. They rarely ever have 4 members at this point in the game. They can hold down all these angles really well.
The shift comes in and it's Omen in the middle. So they have the high ground. They have a lot of oversight. Will they be able to hold it down? That's the question. Red Canids taking punishment. So are Party. At the moment, though, Red Canids getting rolled on by Mega. Seven said he wanted to see him step up. That's what's happening. And they're pushing on over. Very, very low here. Pons takes a forward spot. Doesn't want to go aggressive and allows the heal to go off. His team not quite there. Natoso tosses out the nade. Looks for it. The nade, that's a whiff one. That is with them. I don't know if they figured it out. I think he thought it went past. Maybe going to inflict a little bit of team damage. Will it go off? Might have been a smoke there. They are just going to hunker down, as you see Stoned off the angle. Looks for the spray, will get one. And now it's just Natoso trying to heal on up. They know exactly where he is. Those bullets are flying. They're super deadly. Both of them go down.
Hang's the only one who's made it in from Victory 5. Good job from Mega, though. That was a really... Oh, actually, maybe... Oh, my goodness me. Pons, what a shot.
Able to get the spray down. 3 kills now up for Mega as Victory 5. They go from the blue out of the frying pan into the fire. Mega makes sure of that.
Yeah, I spoke way, way too soon there. That's Victory 5 now out. Really weird rotation, and rightly so that they die so soon. I mean, I think it was 3 players who went down in the blue.
Yeah.
Asterion now pushing on to Tempo. I think 2 of the players are still on the other side right now, so if Asterion can make this quick and not take too much damage on the way in...
I just don't think there's any way they could do it. SWAT 69 are right next to them. They've got BIGETRON looking their way as well. Tempo, at the moment, I really like their spot blank. They have both sides of the road under control. They have rotation ability. They have hard cover, and no one's going to be able to push through Omen, through Ghostkiller, and through the block on the south side.
It's very smart. You see... I can completely agree here. With Omen, they have so much room to play with, so much visibility around them. On the other hand, Omen, looking back into the eastern side, it's going to be quite difficult for them to actually find any kills until teams come very, very close. But by that time, it might be a little bit too late. Here's synerGE. INS currently pushing onto him. It's Sirvi.
Oh, they have spotted out. They know where they are. You know, there's another one in there, and they get rolled on down. INS still with all 4 alive.
That's such a shame as well. Schreider was about a couple of seconds away from actually sticking the med kit and getting full HP, and that might have changed how that fight progressed. But as synerGE out quite early, in comes BTR. It is a crash onto the 2 players from Tempo. Potentially they have scouted this. This gives a lot of room for Asterion.
potentially looking to move on through, but it's difficult. SWAT 69 still up the hill. BIGETRON not pushing onto the compound of Tempo Storm just yet on the western side. Mega need to try and push on up through SWAT 69, as you can see them right in front. There's a lot of open ground they need to try and cross, but Asterion and Myth make this so difficult. This is what I was talking about with the southern block.
It's very good, but at some point they will have to move. This is the only thing, John. They have a lot of space to do it, though. So much cover really ahead of them to the north. The problem is that you're going northwards into BTR and Tempo. That's where they want to be, but it means they have to dethrone two teams to get rid of it. And that's the next circle, pretty much right on top of Ghost Skiller. And the Gorillas will be beating the chest with resounding roars of victory there, feeling very good about themselves.
Fantastic stuff. Tempo's still right on the edge, though, so they can hold it down for now. Mega pushing on to SWAT 69. Satan goes low at the front for the defending squad. Up the hill they go as BIGETRON, they send ZUXi on in. Maybe trying to distract, maybe allowing for the rest of them to breach the hillside. He's gone for a full circle. I think that might have been what they were looking for. No, it was just the scout.
Yeah, I mean, ZUXi's their assaulter and scout, so really well played for them. Usually your scouter, if he makes something dangerous like that, will go down. The fact that he doesn't, gains information as well as retaining his life is really, really good. And now they know there's only two players in there. ZUXi will have definitely fed that information back. And with Tempo taking fire on the other side of the road, this is the problem with the 2-2 split, is that if you get crunched by a huge team like this and the smokes come through, you're almost done.
Look at this utility usage here. Tempo, they know what's up. They need to get out of there as fast as possible. They do just yet, but they're not out of it just yet. They're not out of the woods. Tempo from the other side of the road holding it down, and they regroup. They have their retreat path figured on out, and they squad on up. At the moment, though, on the south side. Oh, dear. What? Pro Lord. What? He jumps up, and Lord falls. You see, the issue was there's one Pro Lord and one Lord. What are you going to do against it?
You're a semi-professional, mate. Look at the big boy doing the work.
Well, in comes Satan, though. He might just be able to smite him down. See what he can get done. They're healed up between two dumpsters. Oh, but there's shots from the sidelines. Oh, dear.
Asterion and Myth are like, yeah, we're here for a reason. So, yeah, don't do that.
Oh, they've been spotted as well. I think it was BIGETRON who spotted them out. Maybe even Tempo on the outside. FUTBOLIST get eliminated. That was on the northeastern side. They could not escape from Los Leones. Currently, there's a huge cluster of players out on the east. You can see just lining that hillside on different tiers at the moment, trying to go for these pushes.
Satan, so low here. And BDR with 4 players coming in from the western side. Tempo, though, I want to go back to that rotation because it was so quick, so smart. Nico recalled the players as soon as possible. They knew that there was an issue on board, and the fact they were able to speedily make that rotate out of there when they knew the push was coming in has actually saved them and given them 4 players on board. I mean, it was a risky play going for that 2-2 split, but salvaging it like that is very, very impressive indeed.
Buffla. He's up top. He has oversight. Asterion Myth all pinched in. The nade goes through. They split. They squat. They managed to get away from it as well. Nicely done. Satan has another one, though. He's loading it up. This time sends it through the other doorway. Is it cooked enough? No, no damage. Yet again. But one from the top. Send it on through. I don't think that was cooked either. They're just running around. They're playing dodgeball right now.
Absolutely.
That one found some damage.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Getting ready to catch the ball and throw it back soon, though. There can be only so much utility, but here comes Mega. Smokes are through, allowing the push to come afterwards. They've smoked this perfectly off from any team upside the hill. There's literally no space for them to see. This is really well played from Mega, but now they have to play versus 2 teams. Do they know BTR's watching this? Do they know that Asterion and SWAT 69 are in here?
Oh, there's no way he gets this one done. He's playing so dangerously right now. Will not even be able to take the first one on Stone. Wins out the trade. Asterion Myth taking heavy casualties. Poser goes all the way down and out. The next circle shifting up north as well, straight towards Ghost Skiller. They won it when they got shifted on towards before. Looks like they might be looking for a repeat performance. Tempo have crossed and crashed as 3 teams still vie for this warehouse.
INS currently towards the top with Mega with 4 players alive and 5 kills. We know that Miramar is their map. They enjoy this one the most, where they had the most success in the South Asia Regional Finals. In comes Mega, though, and that's Asterion Myth out.
Straight through the smoke. They will be able to clean it down, as you say, but there's still SWAT 69 to flush on out. Buffla up top. Mega cannot be stopped here.
What was
kills.
that? That was insane. An incredible push from Mega.
pushing in IND onto Omen Elite as well as Ghost Skiller, all trying to play for this central compound. Tempo can't believe their luck. Everybody is just vying for this eastern side, and only BIGETRON at the backs to worry about, and they seem to be controlling that one pretty well. Smoke Boy goes down, but the nade is there. Straight onto the buggy. They find it on out. Oh, that's brutal from Slayer. He forces Zute to crawl out wide, and the damage is through. INS really struggling as well. It's chaos here, Blank.
Detonator's just going off. The dynamite comes through, but it's Gonzo on the top side of an excellent nade. IND, so many compounds occupied by multiple teams right now. Omen go down to 2 players. This is not what they were looking for. And Tempo, they hold the crates.
They're really happy with this. This is what I was saying. They're thanking their lucky stars right now that they are not in this building that you can see right slap bang in the center. Omen Elite, they're split currently. They have Carnage on the south. They have Wi-Fi on the northeast. And there's no openings to be seen. IND and Ghost Skiller still trying to go for it. Ghost Skiller, by the way, all 4 of them still alive.
Wi-Fi now coming down into the fight. He knows that up there he's not safe. He needs to get closer. Carnage actually hits stoned. Pons immediately returns though. Now Wi-Fi's in the fight. The best that Omen can hope to do is ladder up again. If they can keep having a consistent day like this, it'll be really good for them.
It'll be really great for their standings. The smoke's going down, and Ghost Skiller, they've occupied the rafters right now. The next shift goes their way again. Oh my goodness me. They're going to be really, really happy with that. IND currently with 2 players as BIGETRON lose 2 on the rotation. No kills for them yet, and they are getting rattled down. Now 1 player left standing out on the western front. It's just Ryzen left kicking. He has no way of really escaping this one. Mega have control of the hillside. Tempo have control of the crates right next to them. And oh dear, it's unfortunate, but I don't think BIGETRON will make it much further.
Mega again on the warpath as per usual. When they get a roll in, they really start going quite fast. What's interesting though to me is Ghost Skiller, 3 kills short, 17 for Mega, but Ghost Skiller is a true wildcard team.
Ooh.
They don't rear their heads often, but when they do, they really, really go for it.
Oh dear, Spec gets knocked, Rain down very, very low, and it's Nico at the back to try and anchor it. The res is there as Chica has got some presence on the ridge line. Ryzen gets spotted out, and that's another team gone. Tempo eliminate BIGETRON on that rotation. Mega have taken heavy damage as well. They might need to drop some smokes to get past Mega now.
Mega now starting to push in. Tempo looking like the next victims on their kill list. But Tempo have something to say about it. They're the first ones to actually start pushing back against Mega. Mega starting to feel some resistance for a team.
Well, not too much, it seems, as 2 of them are down. Chica, the third to drop.
My lord!
And now it's just 1 player standing. It's Rain at the back as Spec gets confirmed. They should be able to get the heal off for Nico, so they are 2 players strong. Mega pushing on up. 4 teams remain as IND are still in the fray.
4 members still up and 19 kills. The fact that they've taken so many fights and are still yet to lose a player yet, John. They're looking to go for the 23 kill mark that BTR set earlier in the prelims in day 1. They're looking just to smash that one out the park.
They're looking for a 28 kill game potentially if they were able to swipe everyone off. That'd be pretty heavy indeed, but I just don't know if they're going to be able to do it. They have to take faces 1 at a time, which Ghost Skiller will probably let them do, to be honest. I don't think Tempo Storm are going to try and play spoiler. It's very difficult to try and operate around it. It's the final building, and quite frankly, Ghost Skiller have a phenomenal position. They have Overwatch on every single entrance.
It is a ridiculously good compound hold they have going on here. Whatever happens, they have a refrag angle on this, and they're holding this one down perfectly. But they've had so much time to set it up, though, John. The circle has gone their way so many times.
Massive shifts to them.
It would be a huge shame if they lost this one out now versus Mega. And Mega have to do something mega good to make this one work.
Well, they've already done something mega good. They've racked up 19 kills and laddered up to at least 4th place. Pons over the top of the nade.
Oh, my goodness!
Oh, it finds Aldic. Beautiful nade, but they can res this. Surely they can make the push.
They have to give up a position, though, to do it, though, John. And then you only have 2 angles if they go to res Aldic. Mega have to go now. Tempo understand this, too. It's time for the third parties to come through.
Oh, Pons just baiting out those shots, but Nico doesn't bite. Rain is actually going bold. He's managed to cross 1 entrance. I think he might know something's up. Oh, Nico. So close. They go for the loot. That's what they
playing
wanted.
with fire, yeah.
Right in the middle. He's
indeed.
dropping he's dropping the first aids.
Why have you done that?
Oh no, Rain. There's no point rezzing. There's no point rezzing. You just need to heal here. Tempo Storm on the ropes, but they made it to 4th. That might be all they can do. They push on out. Tempo eliminated. 3 teams now left standing. IND with 2. Go Skiller with 3 standing, 1 down, and Mega start to go for the push now, but Stone has taken a dive. Slayer very, very low. Goes around the corner. The drop shot not strong enough. Mega now 21 kills are accumulated. They're looking to try and find 4 more. Could put them up to 25 total. Aldic has already been knocked. Stoned can get rezzed here. They push it on through. Zone 8 starts to close, and Go Skiller, they are crunched into the corner right now. The outside owned, and Mega have all but won this.
Mega, the SEA team played 140 games in their league. They played almost every situation. Can Go Skiller take them out here, or will Mega go for a mega massive game?
They're looking to try and go for the push. There's not much they can do. Unfortunate for them. The smoke is there on the door. They go on out. They go for their last ditch. Push Stone goes down. They're going to trade it, but Online's there. 2 go out. Pons and Online still standing. They did take some casualties there, but only Satsura. They're on 23 kills. Are they going to deny them the record? Oh, Go Skiller, you can't. Oh, that's so cruel. He's healing up in the corner. Satsura. Oh.
Now, you wonder if they send Online in. You wonder if they send Online in to try and get the 24. I mean, they've got players outside. Oh, I really want them to do it.
Oh, man. Come on. Satsura's just going to get close. He doesn't want to do it. He's just going to tick away. He needs to start the healing as soon as he can. And unfortunately for him, I don't think he's going to be able to survive this. He's got the full boost if he's going to get it. No.
Oh, too late.
No, he's not. Mega with the 23. They bring it even on the record. Unfortunately,